What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Oh my God, I got so much to actually talk about. I'm trying to kind of keep it short. I want to talk to you all about something that I am constantly hearing people talk about, which is burnout, guys. I hear it all the time. It breaks my heart. I just got off of a business assessment call about an hour ago. I'm actually tagging some people if you see me looking kind of in a weird direction. And it's heartbreaking to me. I have people that are 20 plus years in the business and they're tired, they're burnt out, they don't know what to do, they're frustrated, they're broke. All of these things that definitely make what we do very difficult. I want to talk to you all a little bit about how we get to the burnout stage. I myself have felt that, and it was something that I knew that it was necessary for me to change that immediately. Now, I was one that didn't allow burnout to get me to the point where I was ready to quit. But let me give you a story. I remember when I first started teaching, I don't know what year that was, guys, but when I first started teaching outside the salon, and I'm going to actually move to another area here just so I can sit down and see you all better. I know a lot of you all have asked me too, where you been? What you been doing? And I'm going to give you a little insight on what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot, guys. I've been actually busier than I normally would be. Let's see if we can get some good lighting right here, guys. Let me see if I can do that. Because where I was, it wasn't great lighting. I'm sitting in my kitchen, I guess it's better. I actually just got through eating, so I'm just moving around. It's a very impromptu video. And let me tell you a story. Years ago, when I was also at that burnout stage, I had a client that made me aware of something that I was doing. And if this is something you all can relate to, definitely, just think about it. I was at the point where I didn't care. I didn't care about how I did their hair. I was just a hairstylist then and had just really started teaching. So I didn't care about how I did their hair. I didn't really care about whether their hair fell out, whether it stayed. I found myself just padding the ticket. I had gotten myself in a really bad jam with debt and all these other things that had me constantly worried and not sleeping. And you all know how that goes, right? So that was what I found myself doing. So what happened was I really got to the point where I really almost didn't like doing hair anymore. And I've always loved doing hair. So I had a client, and I thank God for her being honest with me. She said something to me. She said, Nikki, I've known you for most of my life, and I've never seen you treat people like walking dollar signs. I've never seen you do it. And she said, you don't really care about if our hair falls out. You don't care if we like it or not. You don't give us the mirror. You really don't care. And I just see you spiraling down. Now, this came from a client, guys, and it's a pretty bold move for a client to go there. And I accepted it, but she let me know that what I thought I was hiding was not being hidden. People seen it. And I did, guys. I was like just trying to pad a ticket. I was trying to allow the financial aspect of it, making it, I guess, okay for me to just overcharge people. So the short of the story is, it hurt my feelings, but at the same token, I'm so glad that somebody was bold enough to come to me like that, because I would have never stopped. I would have never stopped. So let me give you some pointers about burnout. And let me give you a short story on how I got out of that phase. But let's talk about burnout. For any of you all that have ever watched me before, I really do a deep dive into researching and making sure you have proper definitions and things like that. Let me talk about it. I got it over here on my other computer. I said, what is burnout? Burnout is the feeling of exhaustion and lack of interest in your daily work, resulting in poor performance. It is caused by extended time feeling heavy stress and constant pressure to live up to a certain standard, and sometimes lack profit. I'm going to give you some ideas or some examples. Here are some simple practical things you can do to stop and recover from burnout. But I'm going to give you some signs. So this is for whoever's watching this. These are some signs that you're burnt out. You're exhausted and overwhelmed all the time. I don't care. You could even get 8 hours sleep and you still tired. You can get 12 hours sleep and you're still tired. That's because burnout is different. It's mental. It's not physical. You are frustrated and become cynical. That means that you now are at the point where you might have once been this optimist and believed that you could move mountains, that you had faith in the system and people and this, and all of a sudden you become cynical. You become almost what they call a Debbie Downer. You don't see a way out, so everything you now see with the glass half full. And this is what happens. It's another sign of burnout. You can't think and focus well. You find yourself starting projects. You know, I'm gonna give like a home example. You go over here, you run dishwater, then you go upstairs and run bath water, then you go throw some clothes in the dryer, then you realize you got all these projects going on, and you running over water, and you just start doing really crazy stuff, and you can't really give any direct attention to any of it. Your performance starts to drop. This is what happened with me. My performance started to drop. Now, thank God, I am so thankful that somebody had the balls to step to me and say, you messing up. Because I would have thought I was hiding it, guys. Now, this was 15 plus years ago. You start to treat people poorly. You start being short with people. You get frustrated easily if people start asking you too much. If clients come in late, they be 5 minutes late, you be ready to turn them away. You just become very frustrated, and your treatment of people is no longer what it once was. You're always at work, even when you're not at work. That's when, these are signs of burnout, guys. You're always at work, even when you're not at work. Put my glasses on so I can see. Nothing is good enough. Nothing is good enough. Everything you do, you find yourself never being satisfied with anything. Never. I don't care what you do. 5 minutes later, you're ready to do something else. You find yourself you can't get satisfied with anything. And so you keep shifting gears, right? You can't sleep without assistance. Sleeping pills. Putting something in the room that comes out of a candle or something. You find yourself, you can't sleep without some type of assistance because your brain is constantly going and you can't seem to steady your thoughts. This is a sign of burnout, guys. Now, you could have one of these issues or a lot of these issues. Another thing, you start socializing less. You start becoming more isolated. You don't really want to be bothered with a lot of people. You almost get to the point, now this even happens with extroverted people. You almost get to the point that when you socialize, it starts to exhaust you. If you were once the house where people all came to, you don't want to be bothered with people anymore. You really just start to detach yourself, and it's not your natural nature. And you definitely will start seeing health issues. You'll start seeing health issues happen because when you get in this space, there's something, I've studied this for a while, and it's called cortisol. Whether we know it or not, cortisol is a hormone that is secreted naturally by our bodies when we get afraid, when we become stressed, when we become depressed. Whatever the emotion is, cortisol will overproduce. And that's where that fight or flight comes from. But cortisol, when it's being produced in your body in higher quantities than normal, it literally can start doing damage to your liver, your arteries, your heart. It literally can start doing damage. When they say stress kills, that's the truth, y'all. That's the truth. And the thing is, we get in these positions and we don't know what to do. So let me give you some tips on how to recover from burnout. Because I still do hair. I still do hair 4 days a month. And people are like, why do you still do hair? Because I'm not burnt out anymore. I've learned how to shift my life to the point where I love to see my people coming. Oh my God. It's like the best ever. They're part of my social circle because I'm not burnt out. I don't feel burnout. But these are some of the things. How to recover from burnout. You got to start eating better. You got to start eating better, and you got to start exercising. That endorphin that is released through, and I'm still getting better at that. That endorphin that is released through exercise and obviously healthy eating, it'll start to change a lot in your life. It'll start to change your focus. It'll start to change a lot. You have to make rest and relaxation a priority. Now, I had to learn that, guys. I didn't know how to rest. I didn't know how to take a break. Man, when I say a sister will, if I feel like it, I get up and watch Netflix, Prime, Hulu. That was today for me. I had plenty to do. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. It's always going to be there. And that even means that there are times when you have financial opportunities that I know you need the money, but you need to turn them down. You need to say, no, I need to rest. And I'm telling you, you're going to have to do that, okay? At night, you got to unplug. Now, that was difficult for me to unplug. Don't have your phones and all that on the bed and right on your nightstand. Now, that was difficult for me, but I've learned to do it. I plug up my phones downstairs. I'm in my kitchen. I plug up my phones in my kitchen. Literally. I plug them up down here. When I get up, I ain't got nothing to reach for. Nothing. Because ain't nothing there. I plug them up down here. Whatever is there, it's going to be there when I get through. Urgencies is one of the things that will stress you out. Making other people's urgencies yours. Don't do that. You're going to have to, don't use sleeping pills. I don't care what you use. If you use an Ambien. Now, I got some stuff that I actually take, not really to sleep. I have something called Barrett syndrome, so I take it for that. But I do sleep amazingly well. Now, they want me to take it every day because I don't want to become dependent on it. I only take it if I'm having pain. If I'm having pain, I take it. But you do sleep good with it. It's called amitriptyline. It's actually one of the drugs that they give people that have fibromyalgia. It really is. It's a nerve drug, and Barrett syndrome is kind of related to nerves. But I only take it if I'm in pain. That's the only reason I take it. So I might take it once a week because I don't want to get dependent on sleeping pills. You're going to have to hire a coach, a mentor, a program. You're going to have to get out of this DIY mentality. You cannot do it all yourself. You can't. Oh, I've become a master delegator. That means if you need to hire somebody like me to help you, that means I don't care if you need to put some stuff you got on automation. I don't care what it is. Any menial task that anybody can do, get them to do it. You can barter with people sometimes. If you don't have the money to pay them, maybe you got something they need, they got something you need, barter. Barter with them. Say, you know what, I do your hair if you do this for me. It's always something that you can do, but you got to get out of this one-man band. And let me say this for all you control fiends that believe that if you don't do it, can't nobody do it like you. You will forever be the only one doing it. And this is something you must understand. When you do reach out to people to help you, you have to be willing to let them make mistakes. You got to be willing to let them mess up because they may not do it perfectly right. You got to be willing to let them figure it out. You're giving them what they need. You want them to be able to think and be critical thinkers, but you got to be willing to maybe they don't do it quite as well as you, but they can learn. You got to take your hands off everything. You have to. You really need to increase your accountability, and you may need to get an accountability partner, somebody who will make you accountable to what it is that you're doing, to what it is that you're not doing. You really want somebody there that you know. Now, I got people in my circle, they gonna tell me the truth. Literally, they gonna tell me the unadulterated truth. I don't want no yes men. I want people that's gonna tell me when I'm wrong, that's gonna tell me when I'm right, gonna tell me when I need to get it together. So for those of you all that may not have those people, you may find yourself not being bothered with those people, go bring them back into your life. This is what has to happen, guys. You have to be able to do that. Burnout will literally kill you. It will literally kill you. So these are things that, guys, I'm hurt because I get these calls and people setting up for business assessments probably at least 3 times a week, 3 to 5 times a week. And all of it is related around burnout. Everybody's burnout. Let me tell you what I did. I'm going to give you the short version. The first thing that I did when I found myself getting burnt out and my client called me out on it was I went back to the drawing board and I started to really look at my days honestly. I had too many people. I started looking at, like, I got 17, 18, 22 people. This was back in the day when I thought you weren't supposed to turn nothing down. And the issue was not just about me having a lot of people. It was that I was too dead heavy. I was so freaking dead heavy, buying a bunch of stuff I didn't need. I didn't see a way to not do these people because I need the money to pay bills. So let me tell you the first thing I did. I went into radical purge mode. You know, sometimes it's not about making more money. It's about getting rid of the stuff that's eating up all your money. And I sat down with someone, a financial person. I actually do that type of stuff now. And I sat down with someone, look at my stuff honestly. Look at the money I made, look at what I'm paying for, and it was easy. They were like, you need to get rid of this credit card, you need to get rid of that, you need to quit shopping every day, you need to quit eating out all the time. I mean, they were looking at my bank statements. Guys, I'm telling you, if you want to get out of burnout mode, where you feel like you can't turn nothing down because you need the money, the first thing is you're going to have to radically purge. You're going to have to sit down and say, I got to get rid of something. I got to get rid of it. And you got to come like, you got to be tired. When you really sick and tired of that, you willing to give up anything. You like, I don't care. I remember I moved. I actually even moved to a place that was less expensive. I mean, I was radical. If you got a car that's got a $1,000 car note, maybe you need to get a cheaper car. Maybe you need to stretch the payments out, even though I don't like the interest that comes with that. But if stretching the payments out is the option you got right now, refinance it so you can get a lesser payment so you don't feel like every time you work is just paying for a bill. This is what you got to do. You got to radically purge. And then I'm going to say this. For those of y'all that have watched me for years, John C. Maxwell is one of my all-time favorites. He's my mentor that I never met because his books changed my life. And he says something in several of his books. He says, you cannot achieve what you have not defined. Now, let me tell you how that relates to burnout. I just had a business assessment with somebody about 2 hours ago. This is probably third or fourth one this week. And it's all about burnout. These are people who want coaching, and I try to see if they're fit and all of that. And when I ask these people, all of them, what is it that you're trying to achieve? Every day you get up and you go to work, what is it that you are looking to accomplish that day? And the fact that nobody can answer that question, burnout is in your future. This is equivalent. The fact that you can't even come up with what you want today to bring. I don't care if it's totals. I don't care if you want to start practicing some things you learned. I don't care what it is. But if you wake up every day and you have no objective for your day, no nothing for the week, no nothing for the year, your business doesn't have any goal or set thing in mind, it is literally like getting in a car and just driving with nowhere to go. That is exactly what you're doing. You're getting in the car with no desk. Imagine how frustrating that would be. How many of y'all been lost before? You've been trying to find this before GPS, but how many of y'all been lost before? And you're trying to find something, and maybe the GPS keeps taking you the wrong way, and you get frustrated because you're trying to get somewhere and you don't seem to be making it there. When you get up every day and you don't have something that you are trying to achieve for that day, whether it's I'm trying to make a certain amount of money, whether I'm trying to introduce clients to this new thing that I do, whatever, you need to have a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and future goal. You got to have it. You haven't defined what it is that you're trying to do, so you're driving aimlessly in that car with the GPS sending you off. You have no idea what you're trying to achieve. You don't know. You will stay burnt out. You will absolutely, unequivocally stay burnt out. And I've seen people get burnt out so bad that they literally just quit. They say, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I quit. And it's because they didn't know how and when to shift in that cycle of life. Burnout is real, guys. So if those of you all that didn't hear all the things that I say, signs for you headed to burnout, go back and look at this video, because you are headed for burnout. You're headed for it. And I am just so hurt by the people that call me and they're crying and they don't know what to do. So the first thing I need you to do is I need you to set up some goals. I need you to set up every day. What do you get up every day expecting the end of the day to be? It could be something simple. It doesn't even have to be anything grand. It doesn't always have to be business. It doesn't always have to be personal. But every day, you need to get up with some type of intentionality about something being done and something being finished. If you don't finish it all today, okay, tomorrow or by the end of the week, I will finish X, Y, Z. You have to challenge yourself to stretch, to do better. I'm going to tell you all something that I went to this conference, and this conference was in DC, and the conference was at the Chase building in DC. Chase has this whole big building, and so we had all of these webinars or all of these things, these classes that Chase gave to. I was with a group of women entrepreneurs, and I heard someone speak, and it changed the way I see stuff. If you are around a lot of people that are what I call W-2 people, and they don't fully understand why it seems like you're always going for these crazy goals. I heard a speaker at that event, and I told her I'm going to have to steal a word. She was talking about what she's planning on doing, and she's already 7 figures and beyond. And she was talking about what she plans on doing, and she's going to do this, that, and the other. And so someone in the audience just simply asked her, well, you know, of all the things that you could have done, why that? You know what she said? Listen to me. I'm going to get real close, y'all, because this is my new words. She said, 'cause I can. That's it. 'Cause I can. So that's my new word. Because I'm always stretching myself. I'm always trying to reach another goal. And sometimes when you do that, the people around you think you shifted and changing your mind. No. I'm very clear about what I want to do and what I want to do next. But what I do is I tell people, my W-2 people, I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes, but I'm saying this to you. Don't confuse stability with stagnation. You racing to be stable. You just want to be stable. No. People that are on a quest for stability are stagnated. Because I don't care what you do, it's always something else to do. So now I don't even explain it no more. I told her I'm stealing your new word. 'Cause I can. They asked me, why you do? Didn't you just do it? Yep. And so why you doing that? Because I can. I said, girl, if I didn't get nothing out this conference, I got that. Let me tell you something else I got out of that conference. The conference changed my life, y'all. The reason you all haven't seen me live, now you will see me more. I got a social media managing company now, so I do the content, they put it on. But the reason you all haven't seen me is because I was running on E. I was running on empty. I had all these people that were pulling on me, and I loved it. I put myself in the position to have to do that, but I was running on E. And I was getting burnout in that. Not hair anymore. I got that straight. I was getting burnout in coaching. I was getting burnout because when you're constantly pulled on all the time, if you don't find somewhere to fuel up, you will be burnt out in that. And this is what I know God predestined for me to do. So let me tell you what a young lady said, another speaker in that conference. She said, she gave me this, and she said she got it from T.D. Jakes. I kind of told her a little bit of what I'm telling you. I'm tired and this, that, and the other. And I gave her the short version. She said this to me. She said, I'm going to get close when I say this. She said, if you have more people that need you than you do that feed you, your business and your life is on a downward spiral. I'm going to say that again. She said, if you have more people that need you than the ones that feed you, then you might as well plan on downwardly spiraling. And I said, Lord have mercy. So let me tell you what I've been doing. In this last little bit, y'all ain't seen me. A sister been getting fed. I'm on fire. I have joined and connected with the most amazing groups and people. And I connected with some people where I'm the dumbest one in the group. And I'm the brokest one in the group. And I ain't broke. So you know they got real money. And it has changed my life. So I'm on fire now. Because I've been spending a whole lot of time getting fed. Not just feeding people, but getting fed. And I ate real good for all this year. To the point now I have this overwhelming sense of information and energy that I can't wait. I can't wait to put it out there. I'm like, because I ain't running on E no more, y'all. I ain't burnt out in no way, no shape, no how. And I love it, and God is good. And on this Sunday, I woke up, I said, God, I thank you for giving me the ability to shift, or as my assistant says, who's on here, is to, what does she say? I shift in midair, like in the air. I shift, let's do it. Okay? But you got to make these changes, guys. If you don't want to be burnt out, you got to make these changes. I'm going to come on tomorrow. I'm going to come on tomorrow. And I'm going to come on tomorrow talking about overhead. This has been another conversation. People are drowning in their overhead. I'm going to give you some. That's right, Heidi. We're going to adjust in the air. That's what she tells me all the time. We're going to adjust in the air. That's what I did. And I feel unbelievably wonderful. I mean, everything ain't perfect, but it's good, y'all. And when I say God has showed me much favor, because I also had to get fed by him, not just by other people. I had to get fed by him, so I had to push pause. I pushed pause for almost a year, and I ain't missed a beat. But I love the fact now I got as many people feeding me as the one that need me. Okay? And I love being there for the ones that need me, but I'm on fire now. So y'all plan on seeing me a lot more often. Okay? Tomorrow I'm going to talk about overhead, though. I'm going to talk about what the pandemic did in terms of overhead. If it didn't do it for you, it should have shifted how you see overhead. And the pandemic made me think of some stuff that before the pandemic I would have never probably said in terms of overhead. But I've had a very different change of mentality when it comes to that. So y'all log on tomorrow. I'm getting ready to get off because I am getting ready to relax some more. I have done absolutely unequivocally nothing today. Nothing. And it's beautiful. Look, I colored my hair. I hope y'all like it. I changed the color a little bit. That's all I did. I just got up and colored my hair. That's it. Colored my hair and went back and sat down with my two little bad puppies. I told them I'll threaten them if they start barking while this thing is on. My two little children. Okay, those are my children I didn't bear. I love my little puppies and they keep me going. And I'm getting ready to go sit down again. I'm going to watch a couple movies on Netflix and I'm going to go to bed whenever I go to sleep. I'm going to fall asleep on the couch and then get up. And life is good. God is good. Life is good, but you got to be willing to make some radical changes, guys. I'm telling you, you're going to be in burnout. And that even means turning some money away. I'm telling you, I have turned down $250,000 deals. I was like, no, because I'm not doing all that. I have turned down, so I'm talking about somebody getting ready to write me a $250,000 check right then. And I'm like, no, God, I'm not doing that because they want me to do too much and that's going to have me too tired. I'm not doing it, period. So I'll be coming on and I want to help you all. I really want to help you all. And I think I'm going to come on later this week and I'm going to show you how I use the skill set of color to transition out of the shop. I'm going to walk you through month by month what I did. So just set me to your notifications. I'll be on randomly. It might not be 9 o'clock. It just be whenever. But I'm back, y'all. I'm back. I'm back. Because I've been fed good for these last 9-10 months. Oh, my God, I'm so full. All right, so I am back. So just look for me. Just put your notifications on because I ain't going to be stressed out with coming on at 9 o'clock every day. I'm going to come on when I come on. And I'm going to show y'all something. Even my assistant doesn't know this yet. But I am getting ready to do something really radical. I didn't even tell her. Nobody knows. Not my mother, not my assistant. I'm getting ready to do something real radical. And people going to ask me, why you doing that? Because I can. That's why I'm doing it. Because I can. Amen. And good night. I'm out of here.